Like with most things, when you inevitably begin perimenopause, symptom management is more effective when you begin earlier. Your sleep, libido, mood, and relationship dynamics will thank you. So, how can we navigate these changes? First, let's talk about how we can do that solo, and then we can do that with a partner. This is a season of reclaiming yourself. Remember, your body is yours. Your sexuality belongs to you. You get to decide at every stage of life what intimacy looks like. No matter who is in the room with you, the only person you are ever responsible for is you. In this new season, it might be helpful to try a new routine. Create a sensual ritual if you don't already have one, or practice self touch without any pressure. If you are with a partner, navigating these changes has to include honest, shame free conversation. Think about the other person as a clean slate. Maybe do some role play. Maybe revisit the place of your first date or your first sexual experience together. Now is the time to learn each other again. Revisit what feels good. If you need some support in the area of communication, maybe try the line of, lately, I've noticed, fill in the blank, and I'd love to explore how we can stay connected through it. When we consider pleasure practices that evolve with your hormones, we are considering what brings us comfort, what makes us curious, and what encourages connection, not just arousal. Getting a good lube and or vaginal moisturizer is a great place to start. I am a big fan of Uber Lube myself. It is a bit pricey as far as lubes go, but you don't need a lot and it is very worth it. You're just going to have to trust me. If you have any lubes or vaginal moisturizers that you are already using and swear by, I'd love to hear about them, either in the comments, in my DMs, or in my anonymous section. Don't be shy. Share the love. Share the lube. Other things you might do include temperature or texture play. I have a really funny story about that actually. I was engaging with some temperature play with a partner, and they placed the ice directly on my clitoris. For me, this was an absolute not, and it caused me to jump up. And also, my my clitoris was super, super numb. Now, while I'm all for adventure, I do not recommend that when you're playing around, but I do recommend you play. And hopefully, whoever you're playing with is open to laughing and making mistakes. There will be plenty of them. And that's really part of the fun. Other pleasure practices might include breath work, hip opening stretches, pelvic floor massage. These things don't need to be sexual, although if they happen to be and you're enjoying it, go with that. But grounding, affirming, and therapeutic is really what we are after. Remember, comfort, curiosity, and connection. Finally, you might also do some journaling. What I have in mind right now is fantasy journaling. Again, it doesn't have to be sexual, but if it is, great. Maybe you have some ideas about what could bring you comfort, or you're curious about what it would be like to come home and not have to empty the dishwasher. I know I have said this before, but it bears repeating. Connection is the point. This is not a time to point fingers or incite blame. Connect with your partner in ways that are playful. Connect with your partner in ways that invite curiosity. If you are having trouble communicating effectively, Let me know about where you feel stuck in my DMs, in the comments, or in the anonymous submission section. I would love to help. The point is, pleasure in perimenopause is not gone, but it will likely be different. Make some space for it. Think of it as an adventure. These are new ways to feel good.